Today we're gonna be transforming this living room work setup into this beautiful video studio. All right, because this whole idea is a challenge, we wanna keep this as cheap as possible, under $1,000 if we can, and we'll see how this goes. This is my friend Deidre. She's an entrepreneur and she came to me asking for help to design her studio.
I was actually hosting a podcast episode. He's like big into YouTube. He was talking about some people just might have white walls. And then he paused and he was like, but I'm not talking about you. I was like, you are totally talking about me. I always feel like I am on the back foot when I show up like this. It does actually start to chip away at your confidence. I didn't feel like I deserved to have my voice heard.
And by the way, earlier in our call, I asked Deidre what her inspirations were for this build. And she said she really liked this studio by Lizzie Pierce. She's, by the way, another amazing YouTuber you should totally check out. All right, so we're gonna be using some of the gear that Deidre already has. We're gonna be planning the layout as the team starts painting the background. So we got some friends and decided to make this a party. All right, so while the paint stuff is happening, I wanna show you guys a little something. So we're gonna unbox everything and kind of see what we have and kind of share with you a little bit of the thought process behind everything that's going on here. Ooh.
What is that?
So this one, we've got potted plants. You wanna talk about the plants?
Yeah, so I really liked the concrete look of it and how it's not too green. Because I don't know, being Aussie, eucalyptus, like we really like the eucalyptus kind of color. That's just where that came from. I don't know, just liked it.
And something to note when you're designing your studio, one nightmare you guys want to avoid is having real plants that you accidentally don't take care of or that somehow die. When you can get fake plants, that's going to make sure that your set is always consistent and always ready to use.
So this is a hanging plant.
This is a great idea. Every time you're trying to build a studio, you always want to balance the amount of harsh lines and corners and stuff you have with more organic shapes.
Okay, so these are wooden shelves, and they are designed to be hanging, so there's brackets that come with them.
We've got some light bulbs. Ta-da! These are great because they give off that nice warm glow that's so similar to Deidre's inspiration that we picked. So again, it's super important to start with your inspiration. And I really can't stress how important this part of the process is. You want to be collecting your inspirations. It's the first step we take with every single client that we build a studio for and every single student in our Dream Studio course. We've already collected a library of over 250 of the best studio screenshots on the internet, and we call it the Inspiration Library. And I wanted to make that free for you guys as you're building out your own studios. So a link to that is down below. You can grab it, and I'll also send you some of my best studio tips. All right, back to the video. All right, Deidre, so how are you feeling? We're like halfway done with the painting, halfway done unboxing.
I'm excited to see this all come together. Like, I mean, the color looks amazing and it's only one coat, so I'm really stoked to see how it's gonna come out. And yeah, just starting to unbox things and seeing the real things that is gonna bring it together, it's really exciting.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Let's talk gear. We got all the decor out of the way. So starting with the camera, we're gonna make use of the camera that Deidre already has. This is the Sony a6000. What we wanted to do is to especially buy another lens to use on this one. A lot of people think everything is about the camera, but oftentimes it's the lens that determines the type of image you're gonna be able to capture. The camera just kind of does the capturing of that image. So the lens will craft the amount of blur you get in the background, how wide the shot is, and all that good stuff. So you wanna make sure you're spending an equal or more amount of time choosing your lens as you are your camera. So in this case, we got the Sigma 16mm f1.4. That means we're gonna be able to shoot a little bit wider so we can see more of what's happening in such a small space, but also it allows you to blur out the background, which is again, super important for that cinematic look. Next, we've got lighting. In every setup, you want your primary light, what we call the key light. This light is gonna be the primary illumination on your face to give you this glow that wraps around you. So this is the light source for that. This is the Amaran 60X. And then we have a softbox inside this bag. That's gonna allow us to modify this light, meaning that we're gonna be able to diffuse it and again, spread it out. So the quality of that light just so much more flattering. And then with lighting, this is a big mistake a lot of people make. And so what we wanted to do was have more than one light here. So we looked around and found this light, which is pretty cheap. And what we're gonna do is mount this to the back so that Deidre has a light coming from her front, but also from the back. And that's gonna allow us to sort of separate Deidre from the background so that she doesn't sort of fade into the black, right? Especially with black hair against a black background, everything can mesh into one and you wanna prevent that. Then we have tripod. This is important so that, especially if you have a standing desk like Deidre has, these desks tend to wobble a lot, especially if you want to put your hands and arms to rest on it. So in those cases, where possible, get a tripod so you mount your camera separately. So even if your desk is shaking, it's not affecting the camera. And then finally, we just have a cam link if you're connecting your camera to your computer as a webcam of any sort. This is important for Deidre because she is going to be on podcasts, she's going to be doing meetings, and overall just recording on her computer. So this is how we get the feed from the camera into the computer, this cam link. All right, I painted this wall all by myself, guys. This is amazing.
Oh, no.
So now that we got the wall painted, now it's time for us to move things around and start arranging. So we're gonna be moving the desk, adjusting it to the right height for Deidre to sit at. And then what we wanna do is start setting up the camera to find the right background, the right composition of the shot. Once we figure that out, we're gonna know what shows up on camera and what shows up off camera. This way we can design the background so that the shelves, for instance, are not too high or not too low. So we're gonna go do that right now. If you guys are an entrepreneur who creates podcasts, live streams, or YouTube videos, you should definitely consider checking out Deidre's company. It's called Capshow, and they use AI to turn your content into other things like shorts, emails, blog posts, and more. I'll leave a link below if you guys are curious. All right, so we're gonna start with lighting and get everything set up. We're gonna take this key light and put it over here. One tip for you is these soft boxes can be pretty massive. This is one of the smallest ones. One way to make your space feel more livable is to raise the light so it's not within your kind of eye line, and that way you can see across every part of the room and it doesn't feel as claustrophobic for you. So what we're doing right now is we're trying to make sure that we mount the light near the ceiling and it's enough off the wall that we can play with angling the light as we need to. Okay, so building process is almost done. We're gonna put the finishing touches on it and I want this to be a complete surprise for you. Go ahead and hide there until we're done and we're gonna call you back in.
Bye.
All right, Dee, so it's been almost the whole day. You can see the sun is going down. How's it feel like knowing that you're about to be stepping into a new studio?
I feel like it's going to completely change the game for how we record, the content that we create. Like, it's going to be awesome. Yeah.
Hey, Deidre, you ready? Can you come out with the blindfold on?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Ready? I'm gonna walk you over to the studio. Over this way. All right, you're getting closer. Feel for the table right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then sit down. Ready, and open your eyes.
What? No way! Look at this little slot here. It's so cool.
What do you think?
It's amazing. You know what? I'm ready to take up space now.
That's amazing.
I am speechless. Actually, this is thank you.
Well
this
done.
is amazing.
You deserve it.
I'm actually going to want to record. I think that's, sometimes I feel like I'm forcing it, like I need to because, as a business, we need to be creating content. But now I feel like I will want to actually show up.
Would you like to do the honors?
Hi, my name is Deidre Shen, and welcome to my dream studio.
Let's go! That was loud. So we did indeed manage to keep the budget under $1,000. Here's the final cost of how everything broke down. So we built a lot of studios, and I think you're gonna really enjoy this other studio we built. It's a $100,000 video podcast studio we did for our friends in Miami. Click this link right here to watch that other video right now. How we turned this into this. This studio is a powerhouse for podcast filming,